Information about the non-playable characters and main enemies also appears in the guidebooks. Unfortunately, this information is very scattered, so I tried to synthesize it to create a profile for each of these characters. Nova. He is a tactician of the Guardiana army and political advisor to the king. He is one of the smartest people in the country. He becomes the advisor of the Shining Force since the investigation at the castle gate. He watches the fights as if he were a clairvoyant, providing strategies to Max, and sometimes gets angry. He's over 200 years old. The name Nova is used by tacticians and advisors for generations, meaning wise person in an ancient language from the Rune continent. King Guardiana. He is the king of Guardiana, who has the mission of protecting the gate of the ancient castle. He is Anri's father. He rules with kindness and great discernment. He entrusts Max with a very important mission. Balius. He is the leader of the knights in the Guardiana army. He is May's father. He is Max's sparring partner after discovering his talent with the sword. He suggested that Max lead the investigation to the castle gate. He plans to retire soon, but doesn't have a successor. Ward. He is the leader of the fighters of the Guardiana army. He is a timid person despite displaying an arrogant attitude. King Altaloan. He is the king of Altaloan, an ally of Guardiana. His hobby is building hidden rooms and secret passages. It seems that he is not very loved by the people. President. He is the president of the Lindland Chamber of Commerce. He takes a neutral position in the conflict, selling his ships to Runefost's army, but later collaborates with Max. Clock. He is an inventor who lives in Lindland. He works day and night on his inventions with his assistants Gans and Lyle. He develops new weapons one after another to support Max. He uses Gans as a test model. Otranto. He is the one in charge of Manarina, the country of magicians. He is known as the highest-ranking magician on the Rune continent. The third eye on his forehead allows him to see through the past and the future. He tests Max to test his skills. Mahat. He was the sage of Runefost, but was expelled from the castle due to Dark Souls plot. He helps Max in the end of his adventure. Colossus. She is the leader of POW. She is a mysterious girl capable of making prophecies and communicating with the sacred beast's Payapap. Elliott asks her to help Max. Karin. She is the leader of the Rudol village, a village filled with children. She is a kind girl. She is worried about the coward Variu. She is Kurin's older sister. Kurin. She is a strange girl who is dedicated to researching ancient documents. She keeps herself locked in a library. She is Karin's younger sister. Mishaela Doll. She is a 100-year-old doll that came to life thanks to Mishaela giving her part of her soul. She is considered her alter ego. Laser Eye. It is an ancient relic made of metal unearthed in the Bastock quarry. Now it is a terrible weapon of Runefost. Fires a laser that does not distinguish between allies and enemies. Chaos. He is a mechanical person, also called a machine god. He is a mechanical soldier created, along with Adam, by the science of the ancients to protect Cain and help seal the Dark Dragon. Dark Soul manipulated his program with his magical power, transforming him into a terrifying killing machine. His combat skill is superior to Adam's, and he can shoot a laser. Emperor Ramradu. He is the Emperor of Runefost. His full name is Archray Ramradu VI. He was a wise king and good politician until Dark Soul appeared. He is now being controlled by his power and is only a monster who manifests his great power against the weaker ones, becoming obsessed with conquering the Rune continent. He was known for going into combat and fighting bravely in his youth, a power that he has not diminished since. His weapon is a modified Kusarigama. Colossus. It is a terrifying defense system created by the ancients to protect castles, used in the ancient castle where the Dark Dragon is sealed. It is a legendary creature that unconditionally attacks intruders other than the chosen ones with sparks and flames. Elliott. He is a shogun of the Runefaust army, commander of the cavalry corps. He is the executive chief of the Western Continent Suppression Army. He is the highest-ranking knight in the history of Runefaust, famous for his bravery across the Rune continent. He is the leader of the Dragonnude clan of Runefaust since ancient times. He knows that Dark Soul created the conflict and that Runefaust is on the wrong side, but he challenges the Shining Force against his will. He cares more about his country and its people since they are hostages of Dark Soul. He doesn't talk much, and fights excellently. He thinks Max is a legendary hero. Barbazark. He is a shogun of the Runefaust army, commander of the demonic beast corps. He was a nameless soldier until he was subjected to experiments by Dark Soul, who artificially strengthened his body using his magical power. He is sent to Ulaanbaatar to build a fortress to support the invasion of the Western continent. He is the strongest shogun of Runefaust, attacking with such ferocity that even his allies fear him. Unlike Elliott, he is timid and cowardly, planning his escape as soon as he learned that the Shining Force had invaded the fortress. Mishaela. She is a shogun of the Runefaust army, commander of the Demon Corps. She is the most powerful magician in Runefaust, known as a Doll Master. Dark Soul sends her to monitor the Shining Force's movements since they left Guardiana. She uses her magical curse as a weapon to manipulate lifeless beings such as dolls and magical beasts. With it she created a living doll called Mishaela Doll using part of her soul. She became angry when it was defeated, attacking the Shining Force directly. She sometimes transforms into a fortune teller. Cain. He is the captain of the Silver Knights, an elite group of Runefaust's army, and its strongest swordsman. He leads the troops to invade the Western continent in search of clues to revive the Dark Dragon. He destroyed the Guardiana castle while being the captain of the Old Castle Gate investigation team and the Guardiana assault team. He is the one who killed King Guardiana and stands in the way of the Shining Force several times. He possesses the power that symbolizes darkness, necessary to stop the legacy of the gods. He is manipulated by Dark Soul thanks to the power of the cursed mask. He always carries two swords, one of them being the Sword of Darkness. This possesses the magical power of Soul Steel, which, along with his own power, spreads burning flames called Hell's Flame. Dark Soul. He is a mysterious person who appeared a year before the Runefaust invasion. He became the Emperor's tactician, and used his position to gain political and military control of the country. He is said to possess the terrifying dark magic demon breath and plans to revive the Dark Dragon, the personification of evil. His true identity is a mystery. Dark Dragon. It is the ultimate combat creature. He is the Black Dragon who brought the Rune continent to the brink of destruction and wiped out the previous civilization in the past. He was sealed by the ancients in the ancient castle, but is beginning to awaken from his long sleep. At some point during the game's development, the developers considered adding Mephisto, the final boss of Shining in the Darkness. It is only said that he can use Demon Blaze and that he has HP regeneration.